Hello, this is Akshay with another video here, and this video is once again in continuity. As you are knowing, that is, we are discussing the different types of chemical reaction. In my previous video, I have taken on the very first type of chemical reaction, that is combination reaction, where two or more things combine together to give you single product. And now I am going to take on decomposition reaction. Remember, decomposition reaction is just opposite to combination reaction. In combination reaction, two or more things join together to give you single product, whereas in decomposition reaction, one single substance breaks up to give two or more simpler substances, just opposite to the type of chemical reaction called combination reaction. Remember, in combination reaction we have learned that in almost you can say that is combination reactions, heat is being generated because new chemical bonds are formed, and that resulted in the production of heat energy. What is going to happen in decomposition? Obviously energy is needed. You may say that is, yes, decomposition reactions are endothermic reaction. You need to supply the heat so that you can break up the things there, because if you want to break up something, you need to supply energy, and that's why that decomposition reaction will always be in demand of energy to get the reaction go through. So here we are going to talk about decomposition reaction. That is, here the hypothetical representation is being mentioned, which has already been mentioned in one of my videos. There you can step over there and watch that very video. Here AB is a single substance, and in the presence of energy, I have told you high energy is required here, because for breaking it up it needs energy. It will break it into simpler substances A and B. That's called decomposition reaction. As you know, energy has got many forms. It can be heat energy, it can be electrical energy, it can be sun's energy. So depending upon the different types of forms of energy, we are gonna categorize the decomposition reaction into three major categories. First is thermal, and remember, this categorization is being done on the basis of types of energies, because for the decomposition to take place, energy is needed. When you are supplying heat energy for the decomposition to take place, then that decomposition reaction is called thermal decomposition. And when you are supplying sunlight to carry out the decomposition reaction, then that kind of a decomposition reaction is known as the photolytic decomposition. And when it is the electric current which carries out the decomposition, then that is called electrolytic decomposition, or simply speaking, it's called electrolysis. So firstly, we are going to take one example of thermal decomposition: calcium carbonate, that is called limestone. When it is subjected to heat, or when it is heated, it breaks up to give oxide, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Remember, when metal carbonate breaks, they will release metal oxide and carbon dioxide. So these are the fundamental things you have to keep in mind in order to just configure the chemical reaction over there. So calcium carbonate, here it is calcium carbonate, it is CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate solid, and it is being heated, heat is being supplied, it's gonna break up. As I have told you, carbonate will break up to give you carbon dioxide. Firstly, carbon dioxide gas is gonna be released. Here it is, and this arrow states that the gas has to go away. Okay, and this is in gaseous state. Okay, and what is gonna left behind? It is CaO, because here it is, this is carbonate, and when carbonate breaks up, it will gives you CO2, two oxygen atom and one carbon, CO2, and one oxygen will combine with this very metal to give you metallic oxide. That's how this chemical reaction is going to proceed. This oxygen is carrying out the oxidation of calcium, and calcium and oxygen combining to give you calcium oxide. That's why metal carbonate whenever breaks up to give you metal oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Remember, this reaction is reversible reaction, and hence it can go both ways. Means it calcium oxide and carbon dioxide react together to give back you calcium carbonate. That's how this reaction is all about. CaCO3 and it will CaO and CO2. So it is reversible reaction. Reversible reaction means it can go forward direction as well as in backward direction. So here what is happening in the forward direction, the decomposition reaction is taking place. But when we are talking about in the backward direction, then this is not decomposition, this is the combination reaction, because here one and this is second one, these two substances joining together to give back you calcium carbonate. So this is where you must be careful, that is whatever the products are forming there, you need to just remove one product so that this very equilibrium can be shifted in the forward direction, thanks to the Le-Chatelier principle, which you are going to study in the higher class. That Le-Chatelier principle is put into play here. So we need to just remove one of the products here so that the backward kind of a reaction can't take place. So that's why this arrow has been planted here. You continuously begin to remove carbon dioxide, and it shows that calcium oxide will not get the carbon dioxide to get back to give you calcium carbonate. It means combination reaction has altogether stopped here by continuously removing carbon dioxide during this very chemical reaction, and hence this reaction will proceed only in the forward direction, indicating that this reaction is nothing but it is a decomposition reaction. So the basic point is that this decomposition reaction is carried out in the presence of heat to give you two or more simpler substances. That's why it is called thermal decomposition. Now it is photolytic decomposition. Photo means light. Sunlight means a decomposition reaction which carries out in the presence of sunlight is called photolytic decomposition reaction, or photolytic simply speaking. Let us take a very simple example, that is, take silver chloride in china dish and expose it to the sunlight. Here it is silver chloride, AgCl. This is silver chloride, and we have taken it in china dish and put in a bright sunlight there. So what's gonna happen here? This sunlight is a source of energy. This sunlight will brings about the decomposition of silver chloride to give you, yes, it will break up here to give you silver, grayish white colored silver, it found to be in solid state, and chlorine gas. Here it is, yellowish greenish chlorine gas. You will get chlorine gas, and that is what Cl2. Here it is, you are gonna multiply it by 2. Silver atoms become 2, and it is 2. So you are going to get silver plus chlorine gas. So what's happening here? Once again, the substance, a single substance breaks up to give two simpler substances, and that's the photolytic. And the best example which we can see in our day-to-day life is that photochromic lenses there, which are being fitted in spectacles. And when you are just bearing those spectacles in bright sunlight, then the glasses become dark there, thanks to this very reaction, that is silver iodide or silver chloride is being coated over there, which decompose to give silver and the chlorine or iodine gas over there. And then that spectacle is taken to the shady area. In the absence of sunlight, both are combined together to give back you the original product here. So that is an example of decomposition reaction being carried out in the presence of sunlight. Now next one is electrolytic decomposition. As the name is suggesting, electrolytic means the decomposition reaction which is carried out in the presence of electric current is known as the electrolytic decomposition. And the simple example we know, electrolysis of water. Water, pure water, is electrically, you can say, that is does not conduct electric current. It does not conduct. Pure water is not a good conductor of electric current. So during the electrolysis of pure water, we need to add some sort of electrolyte like acid. So few drops of acid is being added into water so that it can be made a conductor of electric current. So what's happening during the electrolysis or electrolytic decomposition? Here it is water in the presence of electric current. Water breaks up to give constituent gases there. You know that is water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen gas, and that's H2O here. When it will break up, it will give you hydrogen and oxygen gas during the electrolysis of water. So hydrogen is going to be just liberated at cathode, whereas oxygen gas is going to be liberated at anode, and you will get H2, and there it is, oxygen gas O2. Here it is, O2. And for the balancing of this very here, oxygen and hydrogen, it is 2 and it is 2. Okay, 2 atoms of oxygen. Here it is 1 atom of oxygen. It is multiplied by 2 and 2 to 4 and hydrogen atom 4. So hydrogen gas and oxygen gas is being liberated. Once again you are witnessing here that is a single substance breaking under the action of energy to give you thus 2 or more simpler substances here. Hydrogen and oxygen are formed when water is electrolyzed or when water is undergoing a decomposition reaction in the presence of electric current, and that decomposition is called electrolytic decomposition. That's all about the decomposition reaction here.